Go and grab your Bewears merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson back here on Toxic Gaming today with week 3 of the PPL against Ellie, 8-Bit Insomniac, and the Accrington Stantler and everything. And if you're wondering why we have what we have with our team and such, quickly, right now, I'll wait a second for you. Pause this video, go watch the team builder so you can understand exactly why we're bringing what we are. If you want a link to the Discord server to become a fan of the Chicago Bewears, link is down in the description, as well as the link in the description like you saw from the intro to Bewears merchandise and t-shirts and stuff so you can support and do all those wonderful things. Ellie's links will be down below as well so you can see her side of the battle, her team builder and such. Go check out both sides, make sure you can see really how the game went as a whole, both of our mindsets and things. But as we get into this game, looking at it, we see that Ellie decided to bring Conch Elder, Excadrill, Clefable, Alakazam, Tyranitar, and Roserade. To me, that was kind of a... Like, seeing this team, I was like, okay, this is, to me, prototypical Sand team with, like, maybe Chople or, if Smooth Rock, T-Tar, maybe Babry Berry if he wants to live a Bullet Punch. You know, things like that. Definitely, to me, Sand Rush. Excadrill, probably Life Orb Sand Rush. Probably the AV Conch, just because I have the Gardevoir. Just basically AV Conch, and then really Clefable is kind of his her hard stop to Gardevoir and things like that. And then I didn't know what Roserade was. I was expecting Roserade to be a Scarfer when I look at this team. Scarfer and just pick things off as they come, and then Alakazam to me is just comes in and gets a quick good hit late game, very very late sweeper for Alakazam. That was in my mind, but before we try to get anything else into it, we'll just get right into the battle. Okay, as we can see, Ellie here is challenging us. Her character got the little flower in her hair and all that snazzy stuffs. But we see she actually leads off with the Conch Elder, and we are leading off, as you saw in the beginning part, with Scizor. And really, Scizor was our lead to try to counter set up rocks and stuff with Defog or U-turn. So now I just decided to U-turn now, try to get into something better. And I'm trying to think, what am I going to do to really get with this Conch? What can I really do? Well, maybe I can be able to set up with Charizard X. I felt like a good time to get Charizard X in and get heavy damage on this Conch. And we see that she's bulk up. And I'll tell you right now, I kind of misplayed around this Conch. I should have gone right into Gardevoir right now. We see she's also leftovers and not Assault Vest, which means I should have gone into Gardevoir right now and just scared the hell out of this Conch. Now with it being bulk up, she can take the Flare Blitzes and Dragon Claws from me. I'm going to Mega Evolve because we have to Mega Evolve first turn and stuff. And I believe, if I remember right, I Mega Evolved in quick Dragon Dance. Let me see. Yes, I did. Yeah, try to set up, and I didn't realize at the time that me clicking Dragon Dance just gives her another bulk up. Like, it was something at the time I was just like tired and exhausted and didn't really see what I was doing. Didn't think so far ahead with it. But we see she gets her second bulk up, and now I'm in a little bit of a predicament. This thing is at +2 and at full health. She can pretty much do whatever she wants to Charizard now. I had to quick Flare Blitz, try to get as much damage on this thing as possible. If I get a random Flare Blitz burn, I'd be okay with it if she's Iron Fist, but if she's Guts, I really won't be that much. We don't really know what she is yet, and she actually goes right for the Drain Punch, doing a solid chunk. And I'm really glad we were bulky Charizard X to be able to take a +2 Conch Elder Drain Punch like that. Really, really glad we did it like that. And I believe now we see more leftovers. She's just out of range of Gardevoir completely knocking him out. And so I decided to roost up to see if I can get one more hit on Conch Elder, just so that then I can bring Gardevoir in and scare her out and take her out, which I should have done earlier. But she goes for a Drain Punch again when I roost up, putting me back down that low of HP. And with the roost, my HP now, I believe, was a roll in my favor to live, so I decided to D-Dance one more time. I could get +2 attack and get a lot more damage on her. And it was probably not the best play to try to D-Dance again, as she just goes right for the Drain Punch, and now she's at her full health, and she takes out Charizard X. So, for the third game in a row, Charizard X doesn't do dick. But next I brought in Steelix, because I'm like, okay, I can take any one hit, Heavy Slam and Earthquake her down low enough so that Gardevoir can kill, because I can't kill her from full. She just keeps bulking up, and I'm just like, well, this is still a problem. Like, there's really not much I can do, but this is like still a problem. So I go for my Earthquakes. I'm just trying to get the chip damage that I need, and then let her kill whatever she has to be able to bring Gardevoir in and scare her. We see Earthquake ain't doing fucking anything to her at plus, I believe, 3 now attack, and Leftovers is almost doing more than almost giving more back than we're doing to her. And she's gonna get to plus 4 here again. I just misplayed completely around this Conkeldurr early game, and it threw me off for the majority of the game going forward. But as you see, I just keep Earthquaking. I'm trying to just get chip damage on this Conkeldurr, put her in range that after Leftovers, she's going to be in range of Moonblast. And I'm sitting there thinking, at this point in the battle, I'm like, okay, I'm doing fucking damage to her, but I'm not getting the shit damage back. What the fuck? Why did I not just click Toxic? Like, it was sitting here, like, I could have literally clicked Toxic first turn and ended this entire thing, but I'm still clicking Earthquake. It was something that in my mind at the time was the better play. I didn't think of it fucking 3 Earthquakes in. And this is what I'm finally sitting here, like, okay, I'm basically just banging my head against a wall. She's still almost a full. I don't have the chip damage I need. She's gonna click Drain Punch. I know I can live it. 1, I'm Choppable. 2, I'm Sturdy. I know I can live 1. And she'll be almost at full after this and the Earthquake Drain Punch stuff. Or Earthquake Leftovers. So at this point, I'm just sitting here like, you know what? I should click Toxic. Because even if she is Guts, at this point, she would have killed most of my mons anyway at the plus like 4 or 5 she's at now. But that Toxic allows this turn to get the Toxic damage. Next turn she kills me, then Leftovers, then more Toxic damage, and that would put her in range for Gardevoir. I should have done that probably the first fucking turn while she was just going to keep bulking up and forced her to hit me rather than bulk up as much as she did. But I was able to do it there. Steelix in his debut did nothing. And that's my own fault and my own bad plays around. But we see with that Toxic, that's all the damage I needed for Gardevoir. And I could have done that so much earlier, but I didn't. And so now Gardevoir's in here. We trace, and we see that she is Guts. So, again, at this point, it didn't matter because I needed to kill her straight up. And she's just going to hard switch out rather than letting me kill her and just go right for the Excadrill. At this point in the battle, I clicked Moonblast because that was what I had to kill her. Because I believe I had Side Shock was my other thing, if I remember right. But at this point in the battle, I couldn't make too many predictions. Like, if I would have predicted that and gone for Focus Blast and she stays in, Gardevoir is dead, and then I just get 6-0'd by Conkeldurr. But now I go into Milotic, and it was basically a basic switch-in. Like, I kind of had to, even though she Swords Dances here, and I knew at a Swords Dance, this thing can't one-shot me with anything, and I can beat it with Scald, so she's going to switch out, and it's an easy, probably, Scald play to do. And she goes into the Roserade, very good, easy switch in there, and I do Scald because, again, I don't feel right now I'm way on my back foot in this game. I can't make the predictions I want to because I'm just so far behind so early on. And we see that she's not going to do anything to me, and I decided right here, when she goes for her Leech Seed, I was expecting her to be like the Scarf set and actually hit me, so I clicked Mirror Coat, didn't do anything, and now I've shown her I have Mirror Coat early in the game. I was expecting more of a Scarf set, maybe like Scarf Hazards, but I wasn't really expecting Leech Seed. And so now I'm sitting here, she knows I have Mirror Coat, she's not going to hit me with anything, so I'm just going to switch out to get rid of the Leech Seed and go into Braviary. And my thought here was, even if she Leech Seeds twice, I'm going to try to bluff that I'm Scarfed, because that's why I would bring this Braviary in, really. I know I can take any one hit from her anyway, but she may think that I'm Scarfed just by bringing this Braviary in. And so I really want to buff Scarf. So here I'm just going to end up, well, she ends up switching here, not wanting to get just one-shotted, and goes into her Clefable. And I wanted to really buff Scarf here, so I go for my Brave Bird, and we see that even though it's a great animation, Braviary is doing his goddamn best, it's not going to 2-hit KO a Clefable, which if it could have, then I would have just stayed and clicked another one. But we see that this Clefable is also Leftovers, and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch, I hate Clefable. And after both Leftovers and Leech Seed, we're down pretty low, and there's no goddamn way we're going to be doing anything with Brave Bird. We need like the best of all crits to do it. So I decided to switch out, again, still trying to bluff Scarf, and I go back into Milotic, really kind of guessing that she would just stay in, but I didn't know exactly what she would do or set up rocks or something, but she goes for her Wish instead. Wish passing is fine, I guess. Nothing on her team has the damage really anyway, besides I believe Excadrill. But she wouldn't really want to pass into Excadrill on my Milotic. So I don't believe she had Protect. I didn't believe if she would have it. But I just go for the Scald and get damage, maybe get a burn, and be lucky if she's unaware and be able to wear her thing down. She goes for the Moonblast just to get damage on me as well. And she gets to the special attack drop, which sucks, means I can't do dick anything to this goddamn Clefable. And now she's back to full health. We're in a pickle here. Like, there's not much I can do to this Clefable at this point. I could go into Scizor, but I don't want to just go in on a prediction and get flamethrowered. But here I realize I kind of have to. Like, there's really not much else I have to. I have to scare her with it. And she actually pulls the double here, going back out into Roserade. Now, here, again, I guess that she would think, oh, you know, it was an offensive set and have Aerial Ace, so I thought she would switch out. So she sets up her spikes here. Again, I didn't think this was going to be the spikes type set, but I clicked U-turn guessing on her switch, and now I'm like, okay, I can go back into Braviary. I've still bluffed Scarf up until now. That's the biggest part, is like I've bluffed Scarf so hard that I can click Roost here, and whatever she brings in, which I'm expecting the T-Tar, that's kind of what this Braviary is supposed to be dealing with. I'm expecting her to bring in T-Tar, and she switches out here and goes into T-Tar. And I'm like, okay, we're kind of maybe can pull some of this back. And she gets her Sandstream and everything, and we get our Roost off. And the bluffing of Scarf has worked to the point where we're at full health. I know I can take a Stone Edge with my Charty Berry and everything, and I know I can two-shot her guaranteed with Superpower. I went first, and I wasn't expecting Chople. I was expecting like the Smooth Rock or stuff to keep the sand up. She lives that pretty easily with the Chople Berry, even though it does a fuck ton of damage. And with my -1 defense, I believe the calc is if she's like max adamant, with my Charty Berry and everything, Stone Edge, I believe I still die from this, as we see here Braviary going down. So I don't believe that crit there really mattered. It would have to depend on her spread, and I believe she was max adamant. So it is what it is. If it was that I was supposed to live, I could have then two-shot her with a second one, but she probably would have switched out, all that thing. But I'm actually scaring her now with Bullet Punch, and I really had to click Bullet Punch. I can't try to over-predict this time. And she goes into the Conkeldurr. Pretty easy switch in here. I go for the Bullet Punch, and it's not really going to do much to this Conkeldurr. In all honesty, it's really not doing much. Conkeldurr really was the kind of the toughest thing for me to deal with, because I just played poorly around it. But she gets her leftovers damage. She is still toxic, so that's good for me. But at this point, I still have no idea if she has Fire Punch. I would guess she does because of Decidueye and Scizor, so I decided to U-turn. I knew I was probably going to be faster than this. I didn't think she would run like a speedy Conkeldurr. So I decided to go for the U-turn and go out into Gardevoir, just to be able to scare her. If I can take the Fire Punch, was my point of it. And I guess she would bulk up on my U-turn anyway. And here she actually goes right for the Drain Punch, which I was even more happy to see, because even though she's Guts boosted, I'm still quad resisting that. And with the crit, mind you, I quad resisted that shit. And now she's in the range for Moonblast to kill. And I'm sitting here like I feel like I have to click Moonblast, or I make a prediction and fail. Like if I make the prediction of T-Tar coming in and click Moonblast, and she goes Excadrill, fuck, I'm in the back position from earlier. If I make the prediction of Excadrill coming in, and I go Focus Blast and I miss, she kills me. If I go for the Psychic and T-Tar comes in, it's free Psychic. So she decides to switch out into the Roserade, and I really wish I would have clicked Psychic here. I was really close to doing it, but I couldn't give T-Tar the free switch and Pursuit Trap me, so I went right for the Moonblast. It's not going to do a damn bit of difference to this goddamn Roserade. I get the special attack drop, which is nice, and Sandstorm is gone. I'm pretty sure that was like min turns for Sandstorm, wasn't even like the normal Sandstorm turns, but now even with her special attack drop, I'm still scared of Sludge Bomb, so I switch out into Scizor to be able to take it if she does go for it. Obviously immune to it, and she actually goes for Leech Seed there. Good play on her part, but I know I can U-turn right on out. I can roost off the damage, even if it is kind of healing her, I can roost off the Leech Seed damage and these spikes damage and all that. I was kind of stuck in the point where I had Defog and I could get rid of all this stuff, or I could U-turn, and I probably should have Defogged. That would have been probably the better play. As we see here, she is faster and got her spikes up. So I could have just got all the spikes away. I believe it even defogs the Leech Seed away, but I instead decided to U-turn. I don't remember exactly why I decided to U-turn. I believe I was going to go back into guard, and I really should have defogged then U-turned. Would have been the better play there. But I go back into guard here. I'm taking now 2 layers of spikes damage, even though I do get a free switch into Gardevoir and do scare the hell out of her at this point. I see I'm Natural Cure, so even if she decides to random Toxic me, I can switch out and get rid of that. But anyway, I know I can kill her with Psychic, can't kill her with Moonblast, and she decides to switch out, and I expected the T-Tar switch, but she goes back into the Clefable, and she knows I can't touch this Clefable with anything. I expected T-Tar switch there, I made the prediction, I was wrong, and I went for Moonblast. I'm still not two-shotting fucking Clefable, but, you know, it's a Clefable. What else did I really expect to do with it? So here, I just decided to keep firing up Moonblast. I want to get this thing low, and really, if I needed to, I could get my switch into Scizor at some point. But she decides to Wish up. Probably going to be Wish Protect, but at the same time, I didn't know if she was, or was going to pass it into, like, Conch Elder so that I couldn't kill her. Pass it back into Excadrill, pass it into Roserade or something, but she actually does go for the Protect here. So I was just spamming Moonblast at this point. I kind of was playing on tilt and just trying to kill fucking something. But she gets all that health back, and now I have to try to two-shot her with Moonblast again, hoping I get like a special attack drop so she doesn't kill me with one. But it's not looking best for me, so I'm still playing on tilt for no real reason, and I'm just spamming Moonblast. And I will kill her with the second one, but she actually goes for her Moonblast now. I expect him to have another Wish, maybe to stall me out, but she goes for her Moonblast and kills Sister Abigail. Gardevoir's down. And I get my switch into Scizor, but it's like, literally what now beats Conch Elder? It was the point of nothing on my team can touch her Conch Elder anymore. Really, Roserade can kind of do whatever the hell she wants to me now. So she's going to switch out Clefable, not going to let it take Bullet Punch. Definitely a good play. I had to quick it. It was one of those things where I had to click Bullet Punch. I just didn't have any other thoughts of what I could really do right now. If I U-turned, fine. I get Milotic in against this, but I'm not doing much with Milotic against Guts Boosted, Bulk Up, good old Conch Elder anyway. So I'm sitting here, like, I'm just going to Roost. I'm going to take whatever one hit she has anyway and just try to do as much damage as possible with Bullet Punches till I die. She would have clicked Fire Punch by now. That was my thoughts. She probably predicted the U-turn and went for the Drain Punch and sent me right back down to the health I was at. So basically, I'm just giving her free health now by keeping Scizor alive. And again, I'm not playing. By this point, I'm completely on tilt, not even knowing what the hell is going on anymore. Trying to just basically click buttons. Like, I'm just basically trying not to time out. So I decided to Roost again for unknown reasons. I'm just feeding her health. And I figured she would have had Fire Punch by now. She would have done it. She wouldn't have killed me. But now she put Fire Punch. And I live it, I believe, thanks to my berry, because good old Aqua Berry things. Yeah, I do live it. But at this point, there's no reason for me to Roost anymore. She just kills me if I Roost again with the Fire Punch. She gets health back with Drain Punch. There's literally no point. All I was trying to do, I believe, was trying to stall Toxic damage so that maybe Milotic could kill her. And so now with Bullet Punch plus this turn of Toxic damage, maybe Milotic could kill. But we see that Bullet Punch actually does decent because it's a crit. You know, we got one crit on our side. That's something, right? But right now we see, like, she gets a crit right back, so fuck it. And Kane, sadly, will go down. She's going to be up at a pretty decent amount of health. If she would have died to Toxic damage here, I would have been so happy because then I could give Steelix a goddamn kill. But as we see, after the leftovers recovery and everything, she lives it. And I'm just going to bring in Exobliss. I have to just kind of spam. Like, it's literally spam. Hopefully I'm fast enough. Maybe she sacks this thing off, but I didn't think she would. I figured play for differential. I figured she would do it anyway. So she switches out here into the Roserade, knowing I can't touch the Roserade. She doesn't know I had Hidden Power to Grass for the Poliwrath, so maybe she might be worried about Ice Beam. I decided to recover. I knew my best bet was to get Milotic as high of health as possible and try to see how long I could just stay in and stall and kill until I kill something. But I decided just to Scald here. I believe with me Scalding this turn, she knew that this Roserade was completely fine. Even if I burned her, she just switches out, which I ended up doing burn. I forgot about that burn. But she does Leech Seed me, and now it's literally just a time. It's a ticking clock now. I'm just going to be... I have to basically do more damage than I'll be feeding back with Leech Seed, which is a struggle, especially when there be mons like the Alakazam, Clefable, and T-Tar and stuff where they could just hit me and I have to recover. Meanwhile, I'm also feeding them HP. Like, there was a point here where I kind of knew it was the beginning of the end. It just depended on how many turns it was going to take. So now she decides to, I feel like she wanted to kind of speed things up. She switches out with the Roserade going back into, or going into for the first time, Alakazam. I mirror coded because I was like, I have to. She either hits me and I kill her or nothing else happens. And we see I'm just basically whittling my own health down by having to stay in and not being able to switch out to anyone because they're all dead. And now she just goes for the Psyshock, and she wants to, I believe at this point, test to see how much Psyshock is really going to do. And I eat that up pretty fucking nicely. And I'm going to Scald and get decent damage, you know. 3-hit KO with Scald if I play my cards right. And maybe, you know, my wallet could pull this out if like it's a fucking long-ass game. But I'm sitting here looking at it like it's looking bleaker and bleaker, especially with that Leech Seed damage now after, I believe it would have to be a 4-hit KO after 2 rounds of Leech Seed. And she actually goes with Hidden Power. I believe this was Hidden Power Fire she had for the Scizor, and she just wanted to basically get me in range for Psyshock. But we see Mirror Coat did something. We actually get to see the Mirror Coat animation once this game. But I believe she told me after the battle that she was literally just getting me in range to guarantee Psyshock killing. And after the Leech Seed and 1 Hidden Power Fire, that was going to be it. And she goes for the Psyshock now. We see that's how much it did last time, and sadly, Alexa Bliss goes down. I played on tilt for like the majority of this match. Like I was not very into it in the beginning, and then I was so stuck on my back foot for the rest of it. I felt like I couldn't make good predictions to try to really get myself ahead of the game. Best thing I feel like I did was bluff Scarf Braviary. But anyway, 6-0 loss, first loss of the season. It's hard to take, but we should come back the next week. Go check out Illy's side of the battle, see what she says and everything about this, her thoughts and everything like that. Make sure to go back to the Discord if you haven't and become a fan of the Chicago Bewears. I know I need your support more now more than ever because of this loss. We need it. We can rally back for next week. If it's 1 loss on our record and this is it, I'd be okay with it. But thank you guys for coming out and all that. Links down below for Chicago Bewears t-shirt and stuff as well. And I believe that's it. Next battle will be coming up, I believe, against Shroom next week, so look forward to that. And yeah, so again, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.